Content warning. This is a horror game and not intended for all audience. Please visit our website if you need a specific list of content warnings. This also contains flickering image effects as well as a parallax effect that on rare occasions causes motion sickness in players. If either of these effects cause health issues, you can disable them in game's preferences.
Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin.
Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamac and I messed up. I did go in looking for autosaves that might lead to that one choice that I'm curious about, but as it is, doesn't really matter. What does more matter is right about now, well, I was 10 minutes into the recording of the episode and I realized that Audacity had crashed, so I didn't have any audio snippets. So this part isn't blind, sorry.
Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet. We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time. Now, he's clearly disorientated. I'm sure all this new info is going to come as quite a shock to him. Best if we're gentle.
It does make sense that Voice of the Opportunist would be the one to join us this go-round, since what we did to get to this point is trying to meet a middle ground, even at the cost of our own life. So yeah, he's the people pleaser, he'd be the one to show up here.
Right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! Thank you. I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, what a routine.
Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes? Well, we know that now, thanks to you. We're all so lucky to be stuck with, working with someone so well-informed. You can count on us to do things right from here on out. I'm going to describe the room now. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicoloured glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty. Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Hey, where's the voice of the smitten? He was here last time. It's not like him to be this quiet.
Yeah. He was a bit of a loud one, wasn't he? Is he okay? We're better off without him, if you ask me. One less opinion we have to contend with. Plus, he's the one who got us into this whole mess. Is that so? Maybe there is hope for you after all, free from the bad influence of your missing friend.
Does it matter if the blade isn't here? We didn't use it last time. The time before she used it to kill us.
Now that is some fine reasoning. Who cares about the blade? I think you're right. We're better off without it. It's not like it's ever been important. Of course, the blade's important. It's your implement. You're going to need it if you want to do this right. The fact that you're here, right now, again, means that you have not yet done this right. But it's not there, is it? We don't even get the choice. So, what are we supposed to do? I don't actually know. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. It has to. It's part of the whole structure of this place, I think. At the very least, it's important.
So, the voice of the smitten is missing, and so is the knife. So, none of you going to talk about the mirror?
Say about it? It's a mirror. Is this some sort of a bit? There is no mirror. There's only the stained glass windows, the empty table where your blade should be, and the door to the basement. Oh, my bad. That's why I haven't been talking about it. I see it, just like I saw it last time. Good for you, buddy. You've got a sharp set of eyes on you. Mirror or no mirror, the door to the basement, your only way forward, is just on the other side of the room. How about you walk over there?
Turn around and leave.
As you foolishly turn to leave the cabin and abandon the world to its ruination, you're... Oh, isn't that convenient? As you turn around, you're faced with a solid wall. There isn't a way out. It would appear that you're stuck here until you find a resolution to our princess problem. That is convenient. Look at us crossing off a whole avenue of exploration. Figuring out the rest of this is going to be so much easier now that we only have one way left to go. You know, I'm starting to like you. Because he's blowing smoke up your ass. Because he's being reasonable. Look, it doesn't matter who put that wall there, because it's there. The only thing for you to do now is find the princess and, ideally, find your weapon while you're at it. With nowhere to go but forward, you turn back around, leaving the non-existent exit behind you.
Approach the mirror.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. What is this about that supposed mirror? Just reach forward and fumble around a bit. I'm sure you'll find the handle. Well, shall we have a look at ourselves? Maybe it won't go away this time.
Reach forward.
You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle. Figures. And then you push the door open. Marvellous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, that doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm.
Meanwhile, I'm incredibly amused by this. Maybe not as much as I was the first time, but it's still fun. And this was also about the point where I realised that Audacity wasn't running, so from here on we're blind.
Don't worry about it, boss. You're doing great. I'm not, but I appreciate the encouragement. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess.
Well, okay, it was specifically the next line where it stopped.
No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice, exitless house doesn't mean that she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature. Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice. Gotta say, I'm with him on this one, boss. When have nice things ever been a problem? That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay?
He's trying very hard not to let his intrusive thoughts do something irreversible here. Although also you're talking about the wrong route, sir. Proceed up the stairs.
This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the centre of the room, the princess seated at its far end.
Oh dear, I think we found Smitten.
Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck. So that's where it is! And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Yeah, that is easy, isn't it? So, where's the rush?
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
I gotta say, I do actually feel kind of bad about this one because it's because of Smitten. It's always Smitten's fault that it made it sound like reciprocated feelings, didn't it? But no, she was just a stranger to us. She just wanted to leave.
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
What is this place?
It's our happy ending, just like you asked for. It's everything we're supposed to have ever wanted.
What are we supposed to do?
Oh, right, dinner. I'd totally forgotten about it.
Flames burn bright and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Am I ever? Look at this spread. It's a feast fit for a king. Yeah, and after everything we've been through, we could use a break. More than that, we deserve a break.
Eat?
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue.
Are we really not allowed to talk about the shadow?
You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
Wow, we really were hungry. We got through all that food.
This really is perfect, isn't it? It is the best meal you've ever had. But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
The shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you.
This one feels weird. This feels extremely off.
The food is good. Again, you tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick-crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. A good meal is still a good meal, and we didn't even have to clear the dishes. I'm happy. And then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again.
Oh, actually, this could I feel like out of everything we've done, this actually might be the most sacrilegious towards Omni Princess this route has been. And that's saying something, considering that we have actually slain the princess in a few routes. There are no changes here. I mean, we eat the food comes back again. We eat the food comes back again. It's stagnant.
The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more. Well, food is food, isn't it? Can't always be amazing. What matters is that we don't have to make it. Getting other people to do the hard work always improves the taste.
I think she also knows that this isn't quite right either.
Is it? Because it seems like the taste is getting worse, and we haven't had to so much as lift a finger. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Is she getting her own narrator?
Again, the shadow replaces your feast, and again you eat. The meat is greasy, the bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet, its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing. I'm so tired of eating. Well, it's still free food we didn't have to make, right? Oh, am I kidding? We were eating like kings and now we're eating like pigs. At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time, right?
I'm so tired of this.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
Not a fan of whatever just happened. I don't want to sit in the dark. Losers sit in the dark. I want to sit in a brightly lit, spacious room where we can see our beautiful, queenly wife. As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
This one feels very eerie. I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you just said something you wanted to say.
But it was wrong. I took away a piece of our light. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me.
You said he. Who is he?
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place for us.
Is she talking about a real voice? Like us? But we're at the head of the table. We should be in charge. Is he more powerful than we are?
I think she's the most powerful here, but she's very much trapped. Hey, Shadow, don't you have anything to say?
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response. Giving us the cold shoulder, I see. Asserting his dominance in the power structure. Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me. But he wants me to ask, isn't this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do? He says he's tired. I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
This isn't fair. If I could just talk to him for 2 seconds, I'm sure we could sort this out and figure out a balanced power structure that works better for everyone. But no, he's decided he's above talking to little guys like us, huh?
Well, we ate. What do we do now?
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
The flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game, its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing, its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Heck, I feel like a lot of people prefer to make up the rules.
Great, we don't even have a rule book. That means we can make up as many rules as we want. And we will. Don't worry, I am excellent at cheating. She'll never suspect a thing.
Okay, I don't recall specifically if there's ever been a route where it's just been cheated and opportunist, but that's probably one of those combinations that will be very entertaining to watch, but very annoying to have in your head at the time.
I don't think it really matters. This all kind of feels like we're just filling time, you know? What, you don't want to win? To show our prowess in all avenues and accumulate respect? Wow, you would be hopeless without me. Count your lucky stars I'm here. You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is, The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then, the climax, as she places her final piece.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
And so you start over. She only made us start over because we were winning. Time passes. You play the game. You win. Boom! And there you have it. What did I tell you? Am I great at games or am I great at games?
Wait, does this mean that we could have a different voice in our head at this time? Ooh, this is a dangerous game, but... Okay. I'm not going to look at anything else, though.
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
Oh dear, this is... This is kind of painful to watch, isn't it?
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh. The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Oh dear.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again.
We can't make this work. Staying here forever doesn't work.
The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew. And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life. But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. A creeping numbness settling in over the board.
It's driving a point home that no, we wouldn't be able to just stay in the cabin and do nothing. Now the question is this intentional? Is Voice of the Smitten doing this because he's clever, or is Voice of the Smitten desperately trying to make this work where everyone can be happy? Because he is a romantic at heart, and the idea of a happily ever after does appeal.
More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination.
The problem is that we aren't cycling it, we're just doing one thing over and over again until it drives it into the ground, and my ADHD does not work well with that. What we need to do is we need to cycle between each one, and... Good gravy, this is that one episode where Squidward moves to Squidwardville. Tentacle Acres.
Winning and losing become nothing but ends. And even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish. Till finally...
I'm out of ideas.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Okay guys, give me just a split second so we can get that text from the start.
Winning and losing become nothing but ends. And even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish. Till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
This is awful. Isn't it great that we're all having such a lovely time together? We just have to stay positive and realize how happy we are. Then all of those lights will stay on and keep showing us all the cool stuff we have. Yeah, sure.
Shadow, don't you have anything to say?
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response. Giving us the cold shoulder, I say, asserting his dominance in the power structure. Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me. But he wants me to ask. He says he's tired.
This isn't fair. If I could just talk to him for 2...
Okay, maybe I didn't get that one last time. Are you actually happy?
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Yes! Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
She's being defensive. And we all know being defensive is a sign of weakness.
She's very upset about this. But also, I don't want to keep... There are no wrong choices. There are only different perspectives. We need the truth. You need to tell me how you really feel.
I don't feel anything.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Don't worry about what's going to happen. If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? What would you choose?
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
That sounds lovely.
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
As she says that, the shadow rushes forward and tightens its grip on her wrists.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
I'm sorry. I feel like this is all my fault.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
Your fault. We were all just trying to make things work here. It just didn't happen that way. I don't think this is the sort of thing anybody needs to apologize for. Even if we both feel empty. Even if an important part of us is gone.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
Whatever we had wasn't real, but this is real?
I don't know what this is.
Neither do I.
Then maybe we need to find out for ourselves. Maybe it's time for us to leave.
Offer your hand.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's cold, and little clammy. But her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt. You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? He's right, you know. You're giving us some real mixed signals, boss. Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
Wow. We actually managed to win over the narrator in this one.
Well, this is less work for us anyways. Think what you will. I'm done fighting. You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me, even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he? No boss anymore? No one left to tell us what to do? I guess we'll have to be our own boss then. About time.
The stars are so beautiful.
A quiet moment passes over you. A comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
Omni Princess, are you listening? Let her have her dance! She gently pulls you forward. The two of you fall into a graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move, a soft, sad smile widening and widening until it reflects only genuine affection. You send her out in a wide spin, your arms stretched to their limits, only the tenuous grasp of your hand in hers holding you together. Share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
At least she waited a little bit. I meant it. Share a dance with your happy ending. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will we ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. We've still got game to go, but... oh boy. I know what route that people have been talking about. I do know the name of a specific route. I just haven't found it yet. I thought it might be tied to this one. It's not, but this was still a nice route. Till next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.